Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. As Trina questions her relationship with Spencer, Esme, and the Cassadine get more intimate. Additionally, Austin and Ava share a bed. On today's episode of General Hospital, Curtis and Zeke argue, Finn and Liz get closer to reconciling, and Sunny backs Sasha's choice. Spencer tries to call Trina from his room, but he only receives her voicemail. He requests a return call from her. He yells, "Esme, get out," as Esme arrives abruptly and claims to have brought him an ice pack. She inquires as to what transpired and states that he may have internal bleeding. He claims to have been in a fight, but he questions why she is concerned. If he's ever considered what would happen if he had major injuries, Esme wants to know. She storms out knowing that he didn't. Esme comes back and reads all the issues if he has a broken rib from her phone. He advises her to cease worrying about him and not to make a doctor's appointment. Esme pretends she isn't concerned. She just doesn't want to have to disrupt Ace's schedule by driving him to the hospital in the middle of the night. He claims that he shouldn't be surprised that she isn't worried about him and that she would always think of him as his father's kid. The ice pack is accepted by Spencer, who then dons a shirt. Esme claims that all she knows is that Nicholas imprisoned her in a tower in order to separate her from her child, and if given the chance, she believes he would do the same. Spencer just wants to look after Ace. She acknowledges that, up until now, he has been dependable and inquires as to what transpired. He tells her about his altercation with Dex and expresses his reluctance to confide in her. Esme finds that ridiculous because she knows more than he does. She constantly worries that she's being judged, watched, and thought to be her former self when all she's really trying to do is the right thing. Spencer acknowledges he hasn't been giving her much of a chance but claims it seems like they are both striving to be better people. Esme can relate since he at least remembers what a terrible person he was, unlike her, who just hears about how bad she was from others. She claims he never discusses their past and inquires about their relationship. He dislikes thinking back on that period. Esme is aware of this but wonders if they have always been such dreadful individuals who ruin everything they touch. Not always, he says, and when they first met, he was hurt and distant from his father. Only those who liked him for his money were his buddies. He claims that although she listened to him, she didn't give him the information he believed he wanted to hear. He started to rely on her because she was his first love. But it turned out that she had been taking advantage of him all along. She finally comprehends his hatred for her. He regrets having fallen for her manipulation of him. She jokes that perhaps the older Esme loved him a little. Spencer doesn't believe it, but he does recall the day he tried to get her a gift for her birthday, but ran out of ideas. He had intended to give her a pricey bracelet, but when he saw how much she liked his corny snow globe, he gave her both of them instead. He can still picture her joyful expression when she first saw the snow globe. She interprets this to suggest that the previous Esme cherished him. As it becomes later, Spencer praises Esme for offering to work the night shift with Ace by herself so he may rest. He agrees to accompany her when she mentions taking the parenting course. She says goodbye and walks away. Esme beams in the hallway. Violet exits Finn's before Liz can leave and informs her father that she couldn't leave yet. Violet acknowledges having a nightmare about them and waking up to see they were gone along with the dark shadow. She is hesitant to resume her slumber. Finn assures Violet that he will be available if she requires him. Aunt Elizabeth requests to stay, but he declines, stating that she must return home to her children. Violet tells her father that she enjoys having her aunt around as Liz excuses herself. Although she also has her own children and home, Finn claims he does. Liz and the boys might travel there or here, according to Violet. Finn says, "Oh boy." Violet notices that Liz's magic sleepy milk beverage is superior to her father's and welcomes Liz's return. After successfully putting Violet to sleep, Finn compliments Liz on her parenting skills. She praises him and acknowledges that now that all of her children are adults, she misses raising children. She is always welcome, according to Finn, because Violet enjoys visiting her. Even though she knows her boys won't be as excited to see her as Violet was, Liz feels she needs to return home. Liz assures Finn that she had a good time on Violet's date as Finn thanks her for participating. She bids him evening before departing. Liz appears to be contemplating something in the hallway while Finn leans his head on the door. Sasha accepts Sunny's invitation to visit him and discuss her future. Sasha acknowledges that he is aware of her readiness to seize her guardianship with Gladys. She believes the time is right, but according to Sunny, Gladys worries that she isn't prepared. Sasha admits that she is also anxious. On some days, she feels strong, self-assured, and healthy. On other days, she feels weird, as if she's just pretending to keep it together. Sunny claims that everyone has average days. Sasha claims that the days when the darkness returns bother her the most because it does so for no apparent reason. She is terrified by the waves of sadness and reminders that come with her baby's passing. She agrees with Sunny's observation that grieving can cause mental instability. She adds that although she may be making a mistake, something deep down in her tells her that she's ready to start making decisions on her own again. She queries Sunny's opinion. Sunny thinks he would have stated she needs more time with Gladys if she had claimed she has always been wonderful. He believes that as a result, she should be left alone. Sasha is happy that they talked. Sunny reminds her that he and Gladys are always there for her, even though she is ending the guardianship. Sasha praises him as they share an embrace. Trina hears Spencer screaming at Esme to leave his room on his voicemail at the hospital. Trina is found, and Portia is eager to speak with her. Trina acknowledges that she is aware of what Curtis did and wonders why her mother isn't more incensed with him. She is informed by Portia that this is unrelated to her. Trina believes her mother is attempting to shield her, but Portia insists she must handle her issues and her marriage by herself. She doesn't want Trina to choose sides or let her disagreements with Curtis hinder their friendship. Portia queries Trina on why she is avoiding Spencer, as she dismisses another call from him. Did they fight each other? Although Trina claims they didn't, Spencer did. She tells her about Spencer's altercation with Dex, and admits she occasionally can't place him. He will always be remembered by Portia as the boy who deceived her and endangered her daughter. Trina is aware of his changes but hasn't forgotten about him. Cordelia acknowledges that he has matured somewhat, and that he and Esme are looking after his brother. Trina is happy that he is taking care of Ace, but she despises the fact that he spends even a brief moment with Esme. She is given the admonition by Portia that if Ace is in Ace's life and Spencer is in hers, then Esme will be in both of their lives. Trina believes that Spencer wants to be with her, but he's almost always with Ace or Esme. She should not be restricting the scope of her universe to a small group of people, but rather should be broadening it. Portia has been attempting to convince her. Jordan answers the phone from her office as Zeke calls to see if she's available for dinner. Jordan claims she is free but won't be spending it with him because their relationship is over. She hangs up and Curtis comes in. She is aware of why he is here. Why did she tell Portia about their kiss? Curtis wonders. Jordan admits it was Zeke but claims she wasn't told. She says she confided in him even though she didn't know who he was. She raged to him without naming anyone, but when Portia named them, he saw what she was getting at. She is criticized by Curtis for informing a complete stranger about their personal affairs, which is unlike her. She claims that while he had Portia, she was alone and in need of someone to confide in. Jordan answers the knock at her door to find Zeke there. Zeke is shocked to see Curtis because he had assumed their relationship was finished. Curtis believes he will return and alert Portia of his presence. He advises Zeke to hold his tongue, or they may run into trouble. Trina was just starting to trust Curtis when he informed her to stay away from him. Zeke says she might not want to put her faith in him. Maybe neither of you should be trusted, Jordan snarls. Zeke is cautioned by Curtis not to meddle in his business again.